Hello everybody, Adam Cleary here, and I would like you to imagine a scene. It's last week here in What Culture Towers, and the great men are all sat around discussing SummerSlam, and specifically whether or not it's going to be any good. The consensus is that it's probably not going to be great. But then myself and Michael Hamflett, the great men's greatest men, just try and picture the main event, Roman versus Brock 8, or whatever we're calling it, and whether or not it could just be, what if it was really good? So again, imagine the scene. An exhausted Roman Reigns draping his arm over an even more exhausted Brock Lesnar, and the crowd absolutely euphoric for the ref to finally count the 3. Imagine a giant, in fact the giant, slain by one of the company's former hate figures. Imagine the Universal title no longer being this hostage to Brock Lesnar's scheduling. Imagine actual pyro going off everywhere. Imagine tears in the eyes of everybody watching. Please imagine this scene, because it's the one Vince McMahon has been imagining for years now and has never quite been able to make it happen. It didn't happen in 2015 when a Seth Rollins cash-in wiped out the crowd's bloodlust for that match. It didn't happen in 2016 when everybody just chanted for NXT instead of paying the slightest bit of attention to the main event. And all I'm going to say about this year's WrestleMania main event is 7 F5s. But here is the question. Can it be different at SummerSlam? I mean, I think they surprised us all by not just doing the title change at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and I was certainly very surprised that they buried Reigns in the mid-card with Jinder. So, are things different now? Well, with a little bit of luck, they just might be. This is sort of a Cleary's theory, yes. Alright, so cards on the table, no pun intended. NXT will likely be the weekend's hottest ticket. The 13-match extravaganza we get on Sunday will likely not live up to what we get on Saturday. SummerSlam isn't loaded or jam-packed or stacked or anything like that, it's just full. Just compare the hype for the two shows' respective main events. On the one hand, you've got Ciampa versus Gargano, and on the other, you've got Reigns versus Lesnar. Now this is a warm, soapy bath full of bubbles and a bucket of fried chicken, and this is a dead frog in a puddle. For all people lament the amount of rematches in WWE, and by people I mean me, I've literally just done a video on it, this one, Ciampa versus Gargano, is proof that they're not the entire problem. When we got Reigns versus Lesnar twice in April, it already felt like it had been done beyond death because there simply wasn't an interesting story for them to tell. And yet just a few months later, WWE have exhumed this from the grave we'd all been jumping up and down on for a few months and are giving it to us again, which was, when it was announced, a total downer. But since then, in the build-up, in the promo, it just feels different. It feels interesting. There's an intrigue factor to it this time because fans have finally cottoned on to the fact that Brock Lesnar is an unapologetic piece of shit. Oh, don't get me wrong though, Roman Reigns hasn't suddenly become this glorious white-hot babyface hero for trying to Superman punch the company's biggest villain, but Lesnar is now believably a figure of requisite loathing for the match to actually be interesting. For the first time in any of these Brock versus Roman programs, Lesnar was roundly booed on an episode of television. It's finally starting to dawn on people, including Kurt Angle, apparently, just how damaging this neglectful treatment of the Universal title and the fan base at large actually is. Plus, there's this whole Heyman thing going on as well, which is a brilliant plot point. They'll still boo Roman, of that I have absolutely no doubt. But after all these matches, after all these days, and they said all these title defenses, all 6 of them, the notion that Brock might finally be losing this title he does not deserve to hold might just generate this atmosphere that was missing at both Mania and the Greatest Royal Rumble. Plus, thanks to the Heyman angle and the Money in the Bank contract situation, there's finally a sense of tension, there's finally a sense of confusion, there's finally a sense of, thank f***, resolution to this entire sorry mess. This Brock Lesnar angle, which has made a mockery of both the company, the product, and the audience, is finally f***ing closing. Not only that, but we'll finally be getting a resolution to Roman's never-ending, relentless, often infuriating quest for glory. Now, his coronation won't mirror those moments of magic we associate with Bret Hart or Steve Austin or Daniel Bryan or anybody the fans actually like, but it will, even if Braun Strowman's music hits immediately after it happens, allow us to finally look forward to a future in WWE without the looming shadow of Brock's disdain hanging over it. Ultimately, though, what I'm trying to say here is that this situation WWE has got itself into with Brock carries with it a potential catharsis better than pretty much anything else they're trying to offer us. Thus, we now have a SummerSlam main event with stakes we can all invest in. Like, getting that title off Brock is a great thing for WWE. It's a good thing for wrestling, full stop, and if and when it happens, we should all be cheering resoundingly. It's just that front and center of it all, at the very heart of that moment, will be Roman Reigns. Imagine the scene. So, there you have it. The SummerSlam main event could honestly be brilliant, IMHO. Let me know what you make of this all in the comments below, and of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow both myself and What Culture Wrestling here on Twitter. And in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I have, of course, been Adam Cleary. Do join us for the live stream on Sunday night, and I'll see you then, or soon. Your choice. Bye.